Hello and welcome to this ISO 9001-2015 transition course. This course is developed for a number of professionals, the quality managers and professionals working in quality assurance departments who are responsible to develop quality management procedures and ensure their effective implementation. The ISO 9001 auditors who are involved in the first, second and third party auditing, business managers who are involved in their company's ISO 9001 program, and the trainers and management consultants who teach, train and assist organizations in training and providing management consulting to companies. The course will prepare you for the transition to the new version of ISO 9001-2015 and provide you all the necessary information, details and conceptual understanding on this topic. It will also provide you practical guidance on implementing and auditing the revised standard effectively and tips on how to overcome the difficulties that you might face while implementing this standard. If you are a beginner or an experienced quality professional, the course will be equally useful for you, as the information provided in this course ranges from fundamentals to advanced topics, and which will cover many useful tips which I think will improve the effectiveness of your existing quality assurance or management program. Over the past many years, I've been involved in its implementation and later on work in the capacity of auditor as well as consultant with many companies. I'll provide you information on all the key aspects as well as success factors and risks or concerns which you may experience in its implementation or auditing. My experience and examples will cover observation from many companies and countries which I have experienced in the large number of organizations. I'm sure such information will be useful to the participants of this course, and they'll be able to take maximum benefits which the standard is supposed to provide. I'm sure that you'll find the course useful and practical. Please also note that while you go through the course, you may find some recommendations on the use of different statistical or other management tools. However, keep in mind that the use of management tools or techniques is totally discretional in the standard, as the standard does not force any particular management tool or methodology and leave it up to the organizations to choose the methodologies which they may find useful to their context or their priorities. I'll be explaining those aspects during the course. Let me give you the learning outcome of this course. Number one, you should be able to understand the key elements and changes of ISO 9001-2015 version and how these may impact your organization. Number two, you will be able to develop a roadmap for implementing the revised standard in your company more effectively. Three, you will understand the most important common factors resulting in the success or failure of ISO 9001 implementation. And four, the course will help you to audit this standard more efficiently and effectively with the guidelines and success factors discussed in the course. Let me show you the contents of this course. The course covers 40 lectures in 19 sections covering the following key topics. Number one, conceptual overview and changes or challenges in quality management. Number two, ISO 9000 historical evolution and various releases. If you are familiar with them, you can skip that part. NXRSL, the high-level structure for ISO 9000 management system standards. Number four, terms and definitions relevant and important to understanding this standard. Number five, 7 principles of quality management based on which this standard is made. Number 6, the new structure, terminologies and concept. Number 7, the ISO 9001-2015 requirements, interpretations, applications, guidelines with clause-by-clause explanation and examples. Number 8, ISO 9001-2015 transition roadmap for implementing this standard. 9, challenges for practitioners, auditors and consultants in order to make it productive, useful and valuable program in organizations. And 10, and finally, the conclusion. Well, let me discuss the changes at a glance. There are a number of major and minor changes addressed in the 2015 version of ISO 9001. Let me summarize 10 major changes at a glance, each one of which will be covered in details in the subsequent sections. The first one is the changes in the structure of the standard, which is now similar to other management system standards released by the ISO. The second section is on leadership. The second change is on leadership, which has much more requirements than defined in the earlier version. QMS is now a strategic function of an organization. Top management, including the head of departments, are now more responsible and accountable to the QMS or the quality management system. The third one is the context of the organization, a new clause which aligns quality with the organizational business, goals and context. The fourth one is the scope. Here, the exclusions allowed in the previous version of the standard are now withdrawn with certain conditions. The fifth change is the revised PDCA cycle, which has been modified for more clarity, in-depth and improved process approaches with some little modification from the previous one. The sixth one is a new requirement of risk-based thinking, or in other words, risk measurement and management to reduce the probabilities of future undesirable outcomes related to quality. Organizations are now required to identify various types of risk associated within their quality system and come up with the plans to control and mitigate the current and future probabilities of undesirable outcomes in the quality-related issues. The seventh is services. The new standard is no more biased to products and manufacturing environment. It's now balanced more with the service organizations. The eighth is improvement. This is now modified and it's not limited to just continuous improvement, but require organizations to also address things like innovation, breakthroughs, and re-engineering as and when required. The ninth is external providers, replacing the earlier terminology of suppliers to include such parties as distributors and retailers. The 10th change is the documented information. It's no more very prescriptive like in the earlier version. It now provides much more flexibility to organizations in maintaining and retaining information, as well as aligned with current advances in computer technology and databases. Well, in addition to these changes, the new version also provides modifications and introduction of some new terminologies which will be introduced in the course. Thank you.